I'm so happy for being here, making part of this symposium. My name is Caroline Mota, and I'm Brazilian. I'm a Afro-Brazilian person who's curious about dance and art and about social thinking about how art affects our society. So I have been researching about this in my own life and about the people that are around me, and it makes me really happy to be part of this because it's really hard for us that are inside of some situation of some social and urban and ghetto situation, and we get into some place like some university, some other university, and get some opportunity to be speaking for ourselves what we believe and what we feel and what we see in our ways and our steps that comes far for us, and it's from our ancestors. So I'm so happy, and it's so meaningful for me to be here speaking with you right now. So what I'm about to speak is about the Black woman body, and I'm gonna be sorry about my English mistakes because it's not my first language, but I will do my best. And I will talk a little bit about the Black woman body and how when we see ourselves being well represented in some place, how it affects us. So for first, I would like to say a little bit more about this Black body from some woman, some urban woman. So this body is affected about with a lot of things about their past, about their now, and about their future. So they are worried about what happened, and they are bringing this in with their body because body is memory, and we bring it in our body, all the memories, and we are also heard about living right now with a lot of things of the capitalism, of the system, of the urban, of the segregation, and all of these things that affects our body because our experience in life is it goes through our body. So we cannot divide it right now in this place where we are. So for speaking about this body and how this body goes to the art and how does this body goes being affected about the technology and the art, we need to see what kind of body is this. So it's a body that is affected not only about the situation from the past, but the situation that we are living right now, um, in the contemporary times. And where we need to be dealing with a lot of things to be looking for our dreams. So here, I was thinking, why should I say for them? I'm not that fancy. I'm not that well dressed. I'm not that kind of person from the United States and another life. But I am talking about my own experience and with propriety, with is a place that I can really speak because it's a place that I am too. So I'm really happy for being speaking about this and how all this art affects my body and how do I feel, and also all the young Black women feels when they see their bodies in the screen dancing and being free. Okay, because this is something amazing. Yeah? When we dance, we can express our feelings, even if they are sad or they are happy. We can express our truth. We can assess our memory and our feelings and our creativity and our power of expression. I really like how Bell Hooks speaks about the power of expression of the Black woman, and I feel that the dance do this in a very deep way. So that this is so important that we bring for the body the freedom that was taken for us long years ago, is about to access memories that is inside of us, but is a kind of sleeping inside of us because we are fully distracted with how we need to be, how we need to do, how we need to do for provide food for our family, how do we need to do for being alive. So here in Brazil, to be an artist, And I feel that maybe also in other places is a kind of resistance, because when you are Black, you are young, you are urban, you are peripheral. If you are doing art and you are really trusting that you can do some really powerful work in art and in art and in screens, and show this by the technology that we have nowadays, for other people to see themselves and to recognize themselves in a place of power, in a place of freedom, in a place of beauty, in a place of having space for their feelings, is something very powerful and meaningful for our generation. You know, a few years ago, we couldn't see much Black people on the screens. We couldn't see much Black people speaking and being validated, and being really enjoyed for what they are and what they have to bring for us. Um, and we are also so substituted. So they stole our knowledge, and then they put us back. So when we are having this space from the image, I think the image is very powerful, because it brings a lot of meanings more than the words. So the image brings a lot of powerful meanings for our life experience, when we see ourselves and we recognize ourselves in another place that is not from slavery, is not from poverty, is not from suffering, or is suffering, but we can't speak about our suffering. There is space for speak for our suffering. There is space for speak about our how we are unhappy with the social problems. So I feel like art is a manifest when we are talking about Black people with some conscious and feminist conscious of what we need to do to change the generations, step by step. The art is some essential point where we transform it, because we can express and assess the people in another way, another way, with many touch with the moves, with the songs, with the expressions, with the tones, and how we move. So we have a lot of impressions to put in our dance, in our screams, in our image, and we can assess a lot of people when we are going through this. So first, I am still like, I saw 4 people leaving this meeting, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just like being very, let me just keep myself into what I'm doing and keeping my fight right for what I propose as feminist, as Black, as woman, as a love key in the world. But I want to know if you are understanding my words, because English is not my first word. So before I keep talking, I would like to ask this for first. If somebody that can answer on the chat would be amazing. And then I will continue. Um, in this Black, what?
We can totally understand you. You're good.
Okay, that's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. So when we are talking about the Black body, and we are talking about education, how the education kept this body and see these bodies. I also see in my research that the religion is also a place where they educate people and educate bodies. There is some religions where the body is a key. The dance of the gods is a key, is the most meaningful thing. And there is another religions that are not Afro, they are just leaving the body out and make us think that our body is a place of that we need to ignore, that our desires, our feelings, we need to ignore this because we need to be spiritual. And in Africa, African based religions, we have a totally different vision, because our gods, they dance, you know. So we have a different kind of perspective of education of the body, of how we put this body, how we fit this body in society, and how we teach this body to assess itself. So, for example, I was growing up in a religion where I couldn't assess all my body. So the dance and the possibility to show my own view by these streams and the dance was the possibility to assess my own feelings, my ancestrality, assess my history, and to get to know, to let you know to other people that we can dance our stories. And when we do this and when we share this for another people, we are doing some kind of transformation, some kind of feminist movement of the simulation of we see ourselves in another place, in a place of empowerment. So that's the movement that I'm trying to do, and I'm trying to questionate the people when I'm doing some perform. Um, how can we think? How can the art make us think about our our local of a speech? That is an expression that the writer Djamila Ribeiro, that is a feminist from Brazil, very very known, speaks a little bit more about this, your place of speech, yeah, like where are you from and how is your perspective of this thing. So you can enjoy this and you can amplify to see the other girls, they can see that their hair are good like this, their hair are beautiful in their nature, their skin are beautiful in their nature. That's okay. I was not touched. I never learned this on the screens because it was always some kind of perfection. There was white perfection, white skins, white movements, white dance, white hairs. And then I don't see myself. And then I see like, I don't fit this. This is not for me. But then when we dance and when we show our dance and our stories and our perspectives for other Black women, I see that makes sense. She is communicating with me because she feels like me. She feels like me, you know? And then you can touch art is amazing because art can touch us. The art relieves all the time that we retouch this. So all the time you reread a poem, for example, you make it relive again besides you and the text. So it's the same thing about all the kinds of arts. So I feel that's a very powerful and a power that cross times, because we have some reference from like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, that is still being like, oh my gosh, how amazing that this man or this Black woman was doing this, because she opened up the way for I see this and I think it's possible. It's possible to dance my expression. It's possible to dance my Afro-Indigenous dance. It's possible to be myself. It's beautiful. My body is beautiful. My body is not a ballet body. My body is not a white body. And I don't need to be like this. I don't need to teach like this. My beauty is not the same beauty from the others people. And that's okay. You know? So that's local to see yourself and to accept and accept your body, your own body. It's to accept yourself, accept yourself. When you have freedom to express yourself with your body, you had unlocked a lot of keys inside of you. Was keys there was locked a long time ago in our past, by the slavery, by the poverty, by a lot of things that keep happening, and we are keeping fighting against it. And I feel that art should not only keep fighting against this, but also make a well-being, a well experience, well feeling for the person who is doing this. And that's so important because the change that we can do for the others is, it starts in us, it starts in ourselves. So when we can be free and do something that is good, like I allow myself to dance, not just only work, but to dance, but to see that my dance is beautiful, and I need to show for other people that my material is good and my voice, my body, my movement matters. Is some keys there are going to the freedom and to accept our truly expression. So it's not just fighting and doing that for ourselves, but is fighting in getting freedom for our own selves, for our own bodies, for our own voices, for our own dance, is to give a history and to give a space of speech for our grandpa, our grandmother, our grandmother, that never could dance, that needed to be with their kids, always working and never dance and never have a time to express themselves, their poesy, their movements. Why can I just speak with my fingers? Why do my language be limited by a colonized language that is Portuguese, for example, here in my place? It doesn't make sense, because my ancestors, they dance, they paint, they cultivate plants, they do a lot of things. I have a lot of ways to express myself. So when I see this, and when we have a different kind of perspective also for the kids, for the black small kids that are growing right now, and they say, no, wow, I can be whatever I want. Look at this girl, she looks like me, and she's my teacher. Look, she looks like me, and she's speaking here. She looks like me, and she's dancing so beautiful. Okay, my dance is also good. So this is so inspiring. So it makes a Sankalpa movement of taking it back and give to the future in a very ancestral way. So I feel so happy for this, and I worked a lot to this research, and I was looking a lot about the religion movement and how the religion would affect the black body, the black woman body, the urban black woman body, especially, and how the bus and all this traffic and all this urban life could affect our dance and our appearance on the media, and how it was going on right now. And we need to see this, because this is so important. It's our voice that needs to be there. And I was just looking for a lot of things, and I saw that we have a very great example in Afro-based religions, because they put the dance, they put the performance, they put the expression of your highest self on the middle of the everything. They put this is the highest we can get, in the spirituality. If you dance with your own true self, your orisha. So when I see this, and I see that we have a completely different kind of perspective of education, of values, of how we can consider the people, I see that we need to open our eyes for different kind of speeches and different places of studies, because I have been learning a lot from the university, and I'm so grateful for this. It changed my life. I really believe in study, and bell hooks can say this more than me, because it's something that a lot of Black people does believe, because it's a way for us to have voice, to write our own stories, to dance our own dances. I write some comments, and I just lost myself what I was doing. Just set up about bell hooks and write on university. So I love this place on the university, and I'm so grateful, and I keep going to research and to make some mark on the time of some heart that can see my dance, can see my art, can see my poetry, and be a mirror for another people, and see myself in other people too. But there is also some other kind of knowledge that is on community, that is on religion, that is on the streets, there is on the bus stop, So I have some performance that I just start to replace some bus stop, some people that was on the bus stop. So I just start to replay the movements of them and work on this, because this is something about us. This is something that consumes us. This is something that takes us by day by day. We have a very organized system that makes that black woman just work and watch TV, and that's all you have for you. You don't have time for more. Just clean your house, cook, take care of your child, watch some TV. That's enough for you. And then go work again and again and again and again and again. What time do you have to dance? What time do you have to research? What time do you have to see your own feelings? What time do you have to do this? So we have no time. So I would like to congratulate all the Black women that are here with me for being here. You know, you are so strong. I'm proud of you because I know that it's not easy. It's not easy to take this space. And we know that the dance on the screens is still being with a lot of it's still with racism, it's still with machismo, it's still with segregation, it's still with a lot of things, but we're still here knocking on the door saying, I need a place to speak. It's my place. I need to occupy this place. I will occupy. I will find a way to make my movement flow, and I will live by this. And that's what I'm doing. I have a degree in dance studies here in Bahia. That is the most Black state out of Africa. So we have a lot of Afro and indigenous strange here that is so meaning for us. And I feel so grateful for have this in my bone. And I'm really working to work with something that makes me good and that shows on the screens and the technology on the eyes, on the hearts of who's gonna see and who's gonna hear, that I'm talking about something that is so deep, a Sankofa movement, a well-being movement, a time that we can see, we can say, we can dance, we can perform, we can speak, we can talk in the way we want about our feelings, and they matter, they are beautiful, they are art, and they are good enough. So that's my feeling when I see another examples of Black women doing video dance, video performances, and I see what amazing. She did this by herself. Oh my gosh, how can this be possible? And this is so beautiful. So I just feel so grateful for all of us that are trying to keep doing whatever we need to do for being change our time by the art, by the performance, by the dance, and using the technology to make us be part of a universal movement for the union, for the well-being, for justice, for art. So I think my time is running up. I don't know if we have time for questions or comments. Let me see. Okay, I would like to leave time for questions. If somebody has some question.
Caroline?
No. Is the time?
Can you hear me, Caroline?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is from Jeanette Ginslow. Yeah, Jeanette. The relationship between Western feminism and religious practice elsewhere is somewhat problematic. She asks, how does this resonate with you, and how do you see your own religious practice, your body, and feminism performed within your own culture? And there's more, Caroline. Do you think there's a discrepancy between these different cultures and screen dance expressions that resonate within the cultural milieu in which they are born? You don't have to answer now, she says, perhaps later. It's a great topic. And there's others, but so you want to answer that, Caroline?
Okay, so the first question is about feminism, religion, and how can this connection be problematic, is it?
Yes.
Okay, so religion is a big topic. There is people that just analyze religion. My analysis is not only about religion, it's more about the Black woman body. So religion make part of this, and I analyze it as I analyze a lot of other things that is very present on the urban place that I live. But we have a lot of problems on religion, and I speak a lot of these on my research about how most of part of the people that are on the church, they are women's, and how does it affect the women, and how does it affect in the conservative way, how does it affect in be some close body perspective, and all this kind of things. So my perspective about religion, about the most of religions, about to show how does it affect the body, and not always is good for feminist thinking. And that's why I speak how can feminist education can be a place for freedom of our bodies, but it's not always the religion. And most of the time religion will not be on our side, it will be in the other side, of the capitalism, of a lot of things, and it's divide ideas. But I'm not like expert on religion, but I'm thinking how different groups of religion affects the Black woman body. But if we're gonna talk about the problems that feminists and religion, we just have a lot. And there is also a way of feminism. There's ecofeminist. There is another perspective of the body that I think is also really nice for us to see, and the perspective of feminists besides the religion. I just see the religion because it's an aspect that affects the body and affects a lot, as the school, as the streets, as the social situation. And the second question is about I didn't remember.
Do you think there's do you think there's some kind of discrepancy between these different cultures and screen dance expressions that resonate within the cultural milieu in which they are born? Slightly different.
Yes, because when we're gonna speak about screen dance, we speak also about some kind of hybrid kind of art, that cross cinema, photography, and dance, and also sometimes music. And so we have different kind of cultures that make cinema in a different way. So if you're gonna see African cinema, we have completely different reference from Brazilian cinema. And we need to see if we are kind of about independent movies, or if we are talking about the Hollywood productions, So there is completely difference. Beside, even in a country, there is completely difference between the creations of screen dance. And when I see some reference of Black people doing art performance, contemporary dancing, and other countries, I see a lot of similarities with us. I see that we are talking about the same thing. I see that even if you are not being exactly connected, I see myself in a dance of Black woman in Europe, in the United States sometimes, but it depends on what kind of dance it is, because, for example, I don't dance jazz. So if it's a jazz dance, it's completely different from what I do. So it's a big word of things to say. There is another question. Did I answer?
I'm going to read you a couple of the comments also, and then we're going to probably close up here. So from Dominique Rivois, she says, yes, I get you. My voice, my movement, my body matters. And from Vanessa Hasagawa, she says, Carol, you're amazing. Your words, journey, and art inspire me. Maravillosa. Thank you. Is there anything else in the audience here? Anybody? Okay. I think we're going to say thank you and say goodbye for now.
Okay, thank you so much, you all.